Where's my lightsaber?
Please leave this. That should be the cold open. It's like, where's my lightsaber? I'm gonna need it for this episode. That's what you need to open with.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Undisputed Anime Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Zane Reed, aka Zane Taicho, captain when it comes to anime recommendations. And as always, I'm joined by my besto friend. He is one. Would you be a Grey Jedi, a Guardian Jedi, an Inquisitor? Where do you?
I think as I've gotten older, where I'm at now in life currently, I think I'd be more Grey Jedi. Yeah. Leaning good, but understanding that everything's not quite as black and white as that.
Yeah.
So
Susie Day's here, by the way.
It's me. I have the high ground, Anakin.
What color lightsaber? I feel like that's something that's changed for me over the years.
It's always one of those situations, especially in like the expanded universe lore. There are so many more colors than were in the original, because it was like, what, you had your blue, you had your green, you had your red, and then like Mace Windu came along with his purple. But like now, like if you're playing like the Jedi Survivor games and whatnot, there are so many different like kyber crystal colors. There is a huge part of me. I just love the white saber.
Really?
I love the white saber, but I am quite partial. I am very, very partial to and this is so wild. The kind, we're going to talk about it. But the kind of like unspecific saber, if you get what I mean. It's like, your connection to the Force isn't strong enough yet. I really like that, just like very subtle light blades that is manifested in that instance. But we could, that's why are we talking about Star Wars? It's not like Star Wars has an anime or anything.
So the reason I asked the question is, like, I distinctly remember when I played Academy eons ago, I would go for the purple lightsaber. It was something new. It was fresh at the time. Purple, maybe with a green or a yellow, because I know yellow was kind of the Guardian, and I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. So I was kind of like in that arena. Now, it's a whole different game, because it's kind of like you said, I play Jedi Fallen Order, and a part of me was like, I feel Cal's would be orange, and it was like in the deluxe version, or like of course, a microtransaction, and I was like, this feels right. I was like, this looks good.
There are some really great colored sabers in like Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. So good.
And then you've got, Mandalorian with the black saber.
Yeah, the dark saber. Like, but there's only one dark saber. There's only one. Only one. So
I love the look of it though, because it has that kind of flat look instead of the sort of, you know what I mean? And I don't like how short it is though. The blade itself seems very short compared to a traditional lightsaber.
Well, I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? Like the inspirations of Jedi themselves is like very rooted in like samurai, isn't it? Whereas I think that the dark saber, especially with its ties to like Mandalore and stuff like that, is very much like it's meant to not resemble I guess for all intents and purposes, a katana. I think it's more like a short sword, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's also got like a weird sort of what I see as a more military style handle grip.
Yeah.
Than classic saber look. But yeah, interesting. Let us know your thoughts as well about lightsabers. I'm always intrigued of what people like, what they don't like. I know some people really love the Dooku handle, where it's got that curvation in it.
Handle, yeah. I do
then
like some of the more unusual grips for sure. I think that the unusual grips are very, very nice, but they're always linked to a very specific fighting style.
That's true. That's true. I don't like Palpatine's. Palpatine's always sticks in my mind because it's very sleek, but also very short. Like it's supposed to be one-handed because he's a dual wielder. We all know this. We've all seen episode 3. And it's supposed to I say it's supposed to live in his sleeves. Most of the times they pop out of his sleeves, but I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree there. You know what? I didn't really think that much of the crossguard saber that Kylo uses until I played Jedi Survivor, and you can get one to actually use yourself. Like you can get. So that's always like when you get to actually play yourself, you're like, okay, this actually is very fun to play because it's very aggressive. Like smash stuff play style.
Yeah, one that always sticked with me is what's the Star Killer game called? The Star Wars Unleashed?
Star Wars Unleashed, yeah. No, Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. They had unstabled kyber crystals. So instead of having the clean sort of energy,
they were like rippled.
It was like and I used to get the same sort of vibe from Kylo's, is that it's an unstable kind of saber.
A lot of energy being released. And let's give an honorable mention to these new Inquisitor sabers. The ones that have got like the circle guards, and it's a double ender. But like obviously there's a button and they start to spin.
I don't know, but I feel like the spin is too far. I like how it turns into it has that kind of evolution from Maul, right, where it become from Maul's kind of double-ended into, like you say, with the circular. I think the spin's too far, and then they use it like a helicopter.
I like it because I like it because I like the idea that someone just went, see that General Grievous guy over there. See what he's doing with his body. What if the saber could just do that?
What if I had a whole troop that just did that with one hand?
Just so.
Now, you may be thinking to yourselves, why are the boys talking about lightsabers so much? The main reason being is we watched Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi. That's right. We actually sat down and watched it. Now, for clarity, both of us haven't finished it. Susude, how far did you get with Ninth Jedi?
I'm only 2 episodes in, but that's only because it's been so long since I'd watched the actual Star Wars Vision shorts for them.
We'll get to it. Don't worry. I am 3 episodes in. So this is our review so far of the Ninth Jedi series. As we currently sat down to record, let me just give you a few stats and figures. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is sat at a 95 on the tomato meter and a 79 on the popcorn meter. And I feel like that's transferred at most cross places. So again, looking at IMDb, it is sat at a 7.3 overall out of 10 for the series. But some episodes have an 8.7. So this feels like a really good series from what I'm seeing surface level.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that for a lot of people, this has been the anime that they have been waiting for to come out in this universe for decades. You know, it's always like I think that Star Wars itself has always had a lot of great anime potential with the right story, and they finally did it, and they chose a great studio for it to do it as well.
Absolutely. We've been huge advocates for this for a long time, right? I feel even right back, maybe pandemic era, we kind of talked about franchises we'd love to turn into anime. And this was one of the top Billings for us.
Yeah.
Then we got Star Wars Visions, which was, again, a fantastic construction of anthology little stories in the Star Wars universe in different ways. Even the Studio Trigger one, which was bananas, but we both...
It was great. It was great. I didn't see serious potential of it, but I was like, this is as its own self-contained thing. I love every single moment of this.
But watching the first episode of The Ninth Jedi, which was Series 1, Episode 5, you can see, like, and even now, I also went back and rewatched it. It has a lot of potential. Like the way it's set up. Again, I don't want to go into too many spoilers, although it's been out for a couple of years. In case you decide to go watch it. But the setup is really good. The whole idea of a sabersmith, I really love the idea. But saying that, you know, I also love that in Ahsoka and Rebels, we have Hoye, who's played by David Tennant, who gives all this kind of like, he's the one who helps the Jedi Padawans craft their first sabers, if you remember. Which I love that David Tennant's that character.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, the idea of a sabersmith, I think, is really cool. And it kind of leads into, like you said before, about that kind of samurai energy vibe of, you know, a katana smith. Well, a swordsmith of a katana style.
Well, they do lean into it, because obviously, like, the actual like style of the outfits in this are very leaning into like kind of like samurai. I feel there's a lot of Japanese influence in the outfit design, and obviously that's present generally speaking in like Jedi attire anyway, I think. But I think it's especially prevalent here, especially like you see her, like the main character's father's
Kara?
You see Kara's dad's like actual like smithy, and it is like, it looks kind of like an old, like one which you'd see in an old samurai movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a smoldering and stuff. Part of me's kind of, I find it odd, like he's just hammering kyber crystals. I'm kind of like, but why?
He's tempering the kyber crystals. He's making them stronger,
which is very cool. But yeah, that first episode has so much potential, and then it tees up like the idea of that they're going to go on this wild adventure to find someone.
Honestly, it had like the first Star Wars vision entry into this. I think the best thing about it was it had such a great twist to it. Like, and I think that was very well teed up by the fact that like the sabers are designed how they are, because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you in typical canon, it's like you know what color the saber is going to be by the color of the kyber crystal, whereas like in this is like the kyber crystal is like attuned to the person who's using it. Which I thought was like really, really cool, and leads up to like incredible moments.
And of course, this is set potentially hundreds of years from the main Star Wars canon, from memory, because I'm pretty sure there's like some sort of opening where it says, you know, it happened decades ago or whatever.
It's about 1,000 years after the events of Rise of the Skywalker.
Okay, nice. So it's that far removed that it doesn't really have to worry or concern itself that it's treading.
Yeah, it's all after. So whatever happens is like, well, you know, either one day someone's going to say this isn't canon, or this will become canon. You know?
Yeah. But again, it kind of breaks that rule that the Jedi make their own lightsabers, but it at the same time, the reason I feel like it can work is because there hasn't been Jedi for such a long time, so they're so far detached from that knowledge that they have to make it themselves, where they get word that someone can make them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, cool, can you make them for us, sort of thing. I kind of, it makes sense if I'm getting that across right. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. It's just, it's a great way to kind of like control the flow of everything, because it's like, it's very much showing that like Jedi and Sith are much more prevalent than people believe they are in the universe currently. It's just that because they don't have sabers, like, how would you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that, and the Jedi texts and knowledge and stuff is so lost to time that it's only by word of mouth that these things still exist. And again, much further into the series than I am, you hear like how people dream of becoming Jedi and stuff, but not knowing that they may be force sensitive, because there's no way of them knowing.
No way. No, there aren't people out there searching for like fresh younglings, are there? There's no registry
or midichlorian count.
Hey, we don't talk about the midichlorians
unless you're Qui-Gon. Going into this, what's your kind of like, from what you've seen so far, what are your reactions? Are you enjoying it? Is it something you see yourself sticking with, or?
Absolutely see myself sticking with it. So like I said at the top of the episode, I did go back and I rewatched Star Wars Visions. Not the whole thing. I just watched the episodes for The Ninth Jedi in both season 1 and season 3 of Visions.
Yep.
Obviously, 1 is incredible. Like I said, I couldn't fault it at all. The second one had me a little bit worried for the actual anime release, because they started doing this thing where they were clearly using like 3D animation. It was blended in, so it wasn't like so overtly like 3D, but it's like I was very aware that all of the like saber fighting was done in these 3D scenes, and I was like, this is very jarring. So I was so pleased to see when like I watched episode 1 and 2 that like is so like it's just all like drawn. Like there's no 3D animation, and it doesn't suffer for it. I've also because what the fighting you see so far in like the early episodes is like, it's not like super intense. So I was like, oh, maybe it will come for something a bit more intense in the future. I did get spoiled on a scene a lot later down the line. But it was all still no 3D animation, but it was like so beautifully done. So I'm really hyped for it. I'm really looking forward to finishing it. The main character is great. Like she's like kind of got this like goodness about her, but she's not like an annoying anime heroine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like she's kind of like just doing it to him.
Yeah. So funny enough, I did sit down to watch episode 1 of this season, and halfway through I was like, I don't remember half these characters. And that kind of sat with me for a minute, and I was like, okay, we're definitely going to have to go back and rewatch. So I did rewatch episode 1. The first short from Star Wars Visions of season 1 of Star Wars Visions, and then I watched, like you, I watched the second episode in season 3, and it didn't hold my attention. And I remember it last time I watched Visions, I was like, this one isn't as spectacular as the other one was. It's a good story. It's just kind of like, I felt kind of a little underwhelmed.
Honestly,
because I guess.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I guess because it doesn't have the same sort of stakes as the first one did, because it was a race against the time. It was kind of like all these other machinations jam-packed into that one episode. Well, jam-packed. But this one was very slow paced and a lot more kind of character development, right?
Yeah, I just be that like, it's hard not to go into like spoilers on it because like it was like a while ago, and the thing I want to say is kind of a spoiler, but like I like you, I was a little less drawn in by episode 2. I really love the droid character. I really love the setting like within this ship, because it was like it was like one of those sci-fi tropes of like, it was a ship that was so big that the inside is indistinguishable in places to like a world. Like there's lots of green and there's lots of water, so it's like, oh, this is like actually on a planet. No, this is inside a ship. But I was like, there's something about this episode, like we're going to find out that there's going to be a twist or something. And I thought that we were going to find out, especially when they find the droid's master in the pod. I was like, we're going to find out that his master is a Sith.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I was like, especially when I saw his master, I was like, that is for real a Sith Lord. But that's not how it went at all. Yeah. And I actually really like how the episode ended. Like, I think that the episode was a really good ending where like the droid obviously like is like, you've been so kind to me, you helped me see my master a final time, I'm gonna help you escape, and by doing that I'm gonna basically destroy this whole ship just to prevent these people from pursuing you any further.
It's not required watching, I would say, but it's a good story. It's great and stuff.
Yeah.
This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Now, for years, Surfshark has delivered privacy and security solutions to safeguard your data and privacy online. You can travel the world virtually, browse privately by encrypting your internet activity, block ads and malware that get in your way, and much more, thanks to its easy-to-use tools. Plus, get an extra 4 months when you sign up using our code Undisputed Anime. More details in the description down below.
Going into the first episode of The Ninth Jedi, though.
So strong.
So strong.
What
fantastic.
An opening.
I'm going to have a quick look at my notes because I did jot things down.
I just it opens with a starship chase followed by a warp to escape, but the warp is to a black hole.
Yes,
and then they're like, "Oh, the ship captain is the captain that they had from the episode 1, the droid." And the droid is just so nonplussed about everything. He's so like nonchalant about it and old, and he's just like, "It's fine because our ship can escape from the gravity of the black hole. This big old thing behind us might have a little bit more trouble." And they're just like, "We're just gonna dump this whole spaceship into a black hole to escape."
Yeah. It was It made me laugh a little bit because spoilers for Fantastic Four. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's basically something that happens in Fantastic Four, the movie, where they're just kind of like, we need to get away, but we can't get away. Let's use a black hole to get away. So yeah, that instantly reminded me of that. The old robot was fantastic because in that first episode, when you meet him, he like takes his time. He's very gingerly about.
Doesn't move any faster than a slow walk.
But when he pilots, he's like a speed demon. It's I love that. It's such a weird kind of flippant of character. So that's really good. On the black hole, I made a note saying the Sith can pull back from a black hole.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Force in this series, but he used the Force to push off the black hole.
I never known it. I was like, that is Star Killer.
Yeah, that's Star Killer pulling a Star Destroyer out of orbit to crash into like levels of crazy powerful.
Yeah, the way the droids are like, we don't have enough power, and he's like, don't worry, I got it. And he just holds the ship in a gravity well. It is crazy. I love the Sith's design in this. It kind of reminded me of like old-fashioned assassins, like ancient assassins, if you know what I mean, with the garment and stuff, and a really cool fusion of half a mask and a robotic arm, which I think the robotic arm is longer in some shots. I don't think it's to scale.
Maybe it is a good design. I like that it made me question a lot about. I was like, surely this guy is going to be. He's a Jedi hunter. Surely he's going to be a Sith. And so there was so much of it where I was like, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a really exceptional like maybe he's just an exceptional Force user, but he's not like an actual like Sith actual.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought like maybe he's just like again, like you said, maybe this kind of world's version of a Maul, but not to the Shadow Lord extent of a Darth Maul. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of a watered down Darth Maul. But yeah, I guess also it's not technically a Sith Lord either, right? I think there's also that distinction to make. So it's just kind of, he says he's the best Sith as well. Did you get that? Like over the phone call to his boss, he was like, well, that's why I'm the best Sith. Like, something else I made a note about is there's no Japanese dub option on, I watched this on Disney Plus, which I believe is most countries, but in the US, I think it might be on Hulu. But yeah, there's no Japanese dub.
There is.
There is?
Yeah, I watched it in Japanese.
Oh.
It's just like in the weirdest possible way possible. When you go into the audio, it starts with English and then it's got every single other language, and Japanese is at the very bottom with Cantonese.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the second, like Japanese is the second from the end.
Because when I had a look, it felt like it was majoritively European languages.
Yeah,
which makes sense because we were in the UK.
Yeah, it's at the very, very end, and it's not. There isn't any English identifying it as Japanese. It's just kanji.
Oh, okay.
And one of them is for Japanese, and one of them is for Chinese. Because I was like, I started initially. I watched the two Star Wars Visions episodes as dubbed because I was like, I don't need to fully pay attention to this. I just need to refresh myself. But then when it actually started, I was like, no, I'd quite like to see this with the Japanese dub. So I then put it on from there.
I wanted to watch it in dub, in Japanese dub. English voice acting is great. I no qualms about it. The cast is actually really good for the English dub. So Kara is played by Kimiko Glenn, who plays as Penny Parker in the Spider-Verse movies.
Really?
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Her dad is played by Simu Liu, of Shang-Chi fame. I didn't even pick that up. Incredible performance. Masi Oka, who we remember from Heroes, who played as Hero.
As Hero Nakamura.
Yeah.
Time traveling boy.
Yeah, our favorite time traveling boy. He plays as Ethan in Star Wars Visions.
Incredible.
So yeah, those are the ones that kind of stick out to me. Patrick Size, famous dub from things like JoJo, of course, and Attack on Titan. You might know his performances. Same with Neil Kaplan, who played as Madara. He's also in this series too. So yeah, really good lineup of dub voice actors. But yeah, I really wanted to tap into that Japanese performance as well.
Yeah, I'd wholeheartedly recommend going back and rewatching the first two, or the first couple that you've watched in Japanese, because I think that it was very good. Though, like I do agree with you that the dub isn't bad. I just would like to. I think I'd like to experience it as the Japanese. Maybe go back to it and watch the dub later on.
Yeah, I guess something else we need to point out that this is Production I.G. Who have a long history of fantastic animes. I want to say they did Seven Samurai or Samurai 7, which sometimes I get that vibe when I'm watching this. Of course, like there's the whole samurai vibe, as we've already pointed out, but the way it's paced and stuff kind of reminds me a little bit to that, because it's a group of samurai trying to find their way in things.
You know what? And I see that. I can see that inspiration now. I'm just looking now. It is available on Netflix if anyone is interested, and Crunchyroll as well. I don't know about region, but it does come up as showing available for Netflix and Crunchyroll. So
yeah. It's of course it's got that sci-fi flair to it as well. So it's got a lot to kind of link the two. But yeah, I think it's also fantastic. We talked about sabers at the top of the show. I think the Sith in this has a really interesting saber, because it had like a weird handguard over it as well. And I was like, ooh, that's different.
I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of it. But it is yeah. I love a unique saber, and it's always the Sith that have unique sabers. I think that obviously part of the whole scope of being a Jedi is like, this is the way, not in like tradition way, but tradition is the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have a traditional saber. So I love in some of the more modern like tellings of Star Wars stories, you're getting these slightly altered like sabers.
Yeah, because my understanding is that Jedi, again, canon, non-canon lore, it's one of those weird things that I've picked up over the years. But a saber is more of a defense than an actual attack.
Yeah.
Weapon. But then when you have someone like Dooku who has the curved hand, that makes him more of a duelist. So he's very much a attack type Jedi sort of thing. So yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where the more the saber is customized for attacking, it very much leans a little bit away from the tradition of being defenders of the universe or whatever.
You ready for this? I mean? You ready for this?
Yeah, hit me. Ooh, look at that.
Nice, isn't it?
Ooh. So for audio list, go ahead. What are you going to say?
So I watched it quite late, and I can't remember if this is the saber he's actually using in the episodes I've seen, or if this is one that he has later on.
I'm pretty convinced that's the one he has in the first episode. I'm just going to describe it to audio listeners. So imagine a handguard that I'd say covers half of it, but it's very rigid, right? It's very a rigid handguard design. A very long handle, and it has a little bit of a guard that goes up the saber as well. Almost like if it was a sword, it would probably use to kind of deflect or move the sword away in some way. I think it's fantastic design. Yeah. Menacing, but very cool.
I love it. Love a unique saber design. Love it so much. I'm going to stop sharing now. Speaking of weapons, just by the way, there was something that happened in one of the earlier episodes. I think it was probably the first episode, or it might be at the start of the second episode, where all of the like bounty hunters have gathered up to join the warlords, like men and stuff like that. And he's like, if whoever kills me will become the leader of this group. So it's like,
yes,
but there is a guy who he outs as being a masterless Jedi, and he has a spear. And I was like, then they go to fight. I think that there was like maybe a single strike between a saber and the spear, and I was like, is that a Beskar spear?
I had the same thought. Yeah, I had the same thought. Because I'm pretty sure he deflects the strike.
Yeah.
Or defends against it in some weird way.
The first strike. It's like a really short encounter, but I was like, that's the only explanation is that is Beskar.
There's no way any other spear can block that unless it's Beskar. Yeah. I literally have a note here where I was like, is that Mando's spear?
Yeah. I was like, I honestly would love to see some Mandalorian sort of like culture or what it's evolved into in this season.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that'd be interesting. The last sort of notes I have is during the saber fight, it trails like Maul. So something that they did quite heavily in Maul Shadow Lord is when the saber moves, and I guess in general of all of Filoni's work, is that it has this kind of saber trail.
Yeah.
So it moves kind of like a windscreen. I guess a windscreen. Come on, Zane, use more words.
It's like watching light trails in the dark on the roads. Like you watch a fast car go by and you see a trail of light. You don't just see a point of light.
Perfect example. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more of that here. Which I think is beautiful. I really like it. I think it's a real nice visual part of the fight as well. But yeah, fight is well choreographed, amazing. As you mentioned before, one thing I got a note here is that the villain skips out of the room like once the fight ends.
That's such a Naruto. That's such a rogue ninja thing to do, because he does that thing where he's like, I can't turn my back on you, so I'm gonna do a back jump, and then a back flip into the hallway, and then I'm gonna run off.
I get the ship was tilted, I think, because boosters or whatever. So I know they were kind of like, it wasn't horizontal by any means,
but it was crashing.
They were crashing, but the fact that he like skipped out, I was like, I can't take him seriously now. Like,
so funny.
I knew why it happened, but seeing it after like this deadly fight, I was like, you've just lost all your aura.
All the aura is gone.
But yeah, going back to, like you said, that fight scene, I really like the villain design, by the way. The big kind of Vader-like, shall we say.
Yeah, I like that they've taken, I like that it's like, there's something very Vader about him, but there's also something, I think that there's something a little bit more sleek to his design, a little bit more like,
very much.
Say what you will about like Kylo Ren, but he had a much more like kind of sleek design. Like you still got the feel of a Vader in profile, but it's like it's the helmet. I think the helmet's just very clean.
See, I think it's the body. I think the helmet is supposed to give Vader, like it's supposed to remind you of Vader and stuff. But when you look at his like cloak, for example, it has this like real clean like lining up to like say the chest, so between like the traps and the shoulder, has this like real clean design, so it makes him look very slender. And at the same time, I'm 3 episodes in, I don't think I've seen his full body yet. I've seen like the occasional arm where he points out things and stuff, but I don't think I've seen the full body. So
let's go for it.
So yeah, it is very sleek, but it's very minimalistic.
There's that very like Eastern armor style to it though, because you can see he's got like the mantle at the top for the cape, where it's like,
I see what you mean.
Like, and it's like kind of like long, but then buckled at the neck. That helmet is very like, you break it down, it is like it's kind of like, I guess it kind of like is very much like Vader's, except it's more samurai like. It's more like a Pluto.
Yeah. Because it has, I guess it's that front part is very ogre, like you say, like a Japanese style helmet. But then the rest of him isn't
very
over-designed.
Understated. Yeah, it's very understated.
Because when I think about Vader, he has like the panel where his chest is, he has like more flowy bits.
He is
from his waist.
He is riddled with chronic illness, though. That man. So there's not a lot there's not a lot right with Vader in terms of his health. So he's got his life support machines going on.
But he has like more capes than cape. Like, do you know what I mean? Because he has like, there's a part that flows from the chest to his waist, and then there's like another under cape from his like legs downwards. So it's almost a bit like Cloud, you know, in Avid Children, where he has that like secondary cape, or like Gara in Shippuden.
Yeah, no, absolutely understand what you're talking about there. I'm gonna, so I don't like do any spoilers or anything like that. I'm gonna take a screen capture of this and not show the whole picture, just to share it, because I just looked at this and I was let me just share it over. I was like, no wonder. Oh my god, will it not let me do it? Yeah, I was like, no wonder they wanted to kidnap this guy. He's got the Renegan. Look at those! Look at his eyes.
Yeah. There was.
He's going to use Shinra Tensei.
He's got that. Oh damn! What's their name? He kind of reminds me of. Is it Yamato? There's some characters who've got like Yamato's like face design, especially in episode 2, or maybe it was one of those bounty hunters. Actually, I was like, that's Yamato.
Yeah.
Wood style right there.
Incredible.
I think you kind of maybe shown a little spoiler, but I'm going to say it now. So again, spoilers for end of episode 1. I was really surprised that his lightsaber was blue. Darth Vader boy.
Yeah. But again, I think that there is a lot more of like, I think there's a lot more grey Jedi going on in this season than like purely Jedi versus Sith. We've obviously seen Sith, but I think that the story that they're trying to tell here is that like, it's not uniform. And I get the feeling that this is going to be one of those like villains where it's like, he's doing bad things, but there is a reason why he's doing it. And he's just kind of lost sight of why what he's doing is bad.
Yeah. I also, when you get to episode 3 and you find out more about her dad and how he became a sabersmith, there's really good storytelling there. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I thought he was just kind of the
meek-mannered dad.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was the princess of the story. You know what I mean? Like, they got to rescue the princess and we're going for the whole Soul Society arc. But no, he's...
Well, to be fair, like,
he's got motion.
Even in the earlier episode, it shows him being talked to in that cell, and he's just being cold AF. He's just like literally just like could not be less bothered by the fact that he's locked in a cage.
Yeah, absolutely. It also, now that I know Sima Lu has been cast in this role, I'm like, oh, now we've seen the backstory. I see why they would have such a high profile voice actor. You know what I mean?
Get some of that Shang-Chi up in here.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm pretty high on it. I feel like episode 2 is a little slower, but I think it's going to have that because this is like 8 episodes, I want to say, from memory.
Yeah. And they kind of rolled from 2 short stories that were seasons apart straight into, okay, things are happening right now. If you're just coming in to watch like Vision, like the Ninth Jedi, without watching Visions, you're coming here completely blind. And I think that it needed to maybe take a step away to be like, okay, here's a little bit of like world building. This is what the characters are doing. This is what their relationships are like and stuff. Like, this is just like kind of an exposition episode where you just kind of it needs to be in there, but they couldn't open with that episode because they needed to open with a bang.
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely. Whilst it's on the top of my head, I really like Jugo's saber, the teacher.
Oh, one second. Let me see. Let's see if we can get a picture.
and the reason I like it is because it's a nice green saber. Again, huge fan of a green saber, but his saber has like a halo at the hilt.
Let's see if there's an actual picture. No, there's no pictures of his. Let's see. You keep talking. Margrave Juro. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the little halo because A, as we've already mentioned, it's different, but B, it's again given that samurai katana look, but very futuristic. Also, again, it's very difficult to navigate hilt guards with sabers because again, with the Kylo Ren one, it's kind of like he had a hilt guard, but the hilt guard shot out saber energy. So it's kind of like
let's open a new tab.
But with this version, it's interesting because it's fully saber energy, but also it's kind of like if you stick your thumb up, you're instantly cutting off your thumb.
Yeah, so this is from Visions, not from the Ninth Jedi. So I don't feel as bad about showing this one.
Yes.
So I think it was. I don't have a login, so
don't worry about it. But yeah, you can see just where I call it like a halo ring because again, it's not conjoined in any way, is it?
Yeah. It's very cool. It's very cool. Very cool indeed. A lot of good visuals in this. So
yeah, wonderful design. So yeah, I know we kind of gave some scatter thoughts. So let us know what you think of Star Wars Visions Presents Ninth Jedi. Are you high on this? Have you finished it? Did you drop it after 1 episode? Maybe did you do the 3 episode rule then drop it? Let us know in the comments down below. Susude, any other thoughts or final words before we wrap up on the Ninth Jedi?
Hype to continue watching it. I really, really hope that maybe given Vision success that they might give a look into maybe giving the series treatment to some of the other outstanding like episodes. Like imagine if we got a series which was the Ronin. Imagine if like there were a couple of really great episodes of Visions which could have an anime. I'd love to see it. I think we've talked about this on the show before, but I'd love it if Disney could do more stuff like this with their IPs. I would love to see some more like anime like collaboration projects with some established Disney IPs because they got so many now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think for me the next one would be Tron. Considering Tron's not gonna be. We ain't gonna get another Tron movie now. I very doubt unless someone paid for it themselves. Like if I couldn't even think of someone like Brad Pitt just came knocking and was
give
like,
us that Tron Legacy. Give us take the script for Tron Legacy 2, which was being written. We know is being written, and turn it into an anime.
Yeah,
that was peak Tron back then.
Yeah, 100%.
And once again, we out this podcast as secretly a Tron podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, give me Tron. Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'd do some pirates.
Would that work as an anime?
Yeah, I think maybe not a long anime. I'd definitely love to see like a Star Wars Visions set in that kind of vision because there's just enough like supernatural stuff going on in Pirates of the Caribbean that I think that you could tell some really, really fun stories.
Yeah. Or who else did I just think of? I thought of another one. I was going to say Predators. I know we got Killers of Killers, but give me more of that. That was absolutely fantastic.
I got one.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so niche. Give us an X-Files one. I'm gonna tell you, like, I finally watched all of X-Files only a couple of years ago. And some of the absolute batshit crazy stuff that's happening in those episodes. Imagine if, like, especially because most of the episodes are standalone from one another. You could just do you could just do like an 8-episode season, which is every different like animator every single time telling a slight different story.
But that's going to Ryan Coogler, isn't it? That'll be interesting. But yeah, let us know what you think. What other Disney IPs need the anime treatment? I was going to say Treasure Planet, but again, that kind of falls into pirates.
Okay. So it's clear that we're never going to get any more Treasure Planet. We're never going to get any more Atlantis. But what if they were to just do some season? They would do a couple of like short episodes of something, the same way they've done with Visions, but it's set in the world of that.
I think that's the only way you could do it, right? Because Treasure Planet is, what's the name of the book? Planet?
It's Treasure Island.
Treasure Island, yeah. Treasure Island. There we go. So yeah, I mean that's technically done, but yeah, you're right. They could just do more stories in that sci-fi world. Atlantis, I think you're right. I think there's maybe even more there because there is a lot of lore, and like the whole idea that people had forgotten, and stuff. I think there could be a lot more that they could play with there.
Yeah, you could do a series which is set just after Atlantis sunk, and it's about like the years following the catastrophe, leading up to the events of the actual movie. Like have loads of time skips, do some stories over the years, and then like a final couple of episodes that are set after when Milo's there.
Or like in my mind, I'm thinking like, what if there was like a coup d'etat where like a faction of them kind of rebelled against the king of Atlantis and blamed him for the sinking and stuff, and they try to, you know what I mean, overall. Yeah.
Would love that.
See, we're cooking. Yeah. We're cooking on this already. With just 5 minutes.
Get us in a writer's room.
But again, if you guys have ideas and stuff, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think of The Ninth Jedi. Are you watching it dub as well? Because I'm going to try and find that setting after this show. And yeah, anything else, let us know in the comments. As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you subscribing on YouTube, by the way. Thanks to those people. We're going to shout you out in the next episode. But for now, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in a fortnight. Peace.
May the force be with you.
Always.
Oh, wait, are we allowed to say that? Crap. There's a banging at my door. A high-pitched voice is like, I'm gonna die.